it down, bring the knee up to the nose. Good, so easy. Everything else is in concrete, right? So let's go, come back to neutral. Cool, so kill this music so we can hear. Thank you, Moby. That will be all. So everything is encased in concrete except for this hip joint, alrighty? Okay. So I don't want you to flex your spine and bring your nose to your knee. I want you to just do your best to bring your knee to your nose. So I'm gonna block you over here. Don't spill anything. Now we abduct, bring that knee out to the snap. Good, as wide as you can, and then start to internally rotate. And then go to extension, bringing this heel up to the ceiling as best you can. Now we're firing glutes and hamstrings up. These are, come on, squeeze, squeeze, good. Now abduct, bring that knee back towards the midline of the, midline of your body, back here. Good, and then park it in neutral, perfect. Now go back exactly the opposite direction. Kick up, 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 up. We want glutes, we want hamstrings. Easy when you're bowing here. Good, now start abducting, listen to the snap. Perfect, don't dump your drink off your tailbone. Nice high arc, good, there's one. Let's try to repeat that. This time, don't spill the drink off your sacrum. Don't lean into me too much, very nice. Good, keep bringing it in towards the snap. Knee towards the midline of your body. Knee towards more. I'm gonna pull in your leg hairs to make it happen. There you go, good. Now, right back to a neutral position. A little cramp there, that's all right. So the cramps are okay. That lets us know that the tissue is working. It's not gonna pop, it's not gonna break. Here, I'll let you tuck that back in there. So we're just gonna go through a hip car, and then we're gonna go through a static PAILS rail. Not static, an isometric PAILS rail. But we're not gonna move, not the joints at least. We're gonna move the tissues around the joints. Nice, good, wide as you can. Perfect, bring that knee on the midline, good. Now, easy on the lateral flexion of the spine. So don't forget, put that back please, go back to where you were. Good, now land the knee in neutral underneath your hips. Good, finish that rep out, that half rep. Good, now extend back, kicking up to the ceiling. Perfect. Excellent, around, high as you can, high as you can, high as you can. Easy on the abs, we just want to get flexion of the hips. Good, that's two, we got one more, please. Yeah. Excellent. So we're sending information through the neuromuscular system that there's more back here, and there's no coincidence that you're having trouble in this back quarter area in relation to the issue that we're trying to fix right now. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna move this chair so you can move, please. Okay. So let's take this for your knee, okay? And what I'd like you to do is, I'm gonna grab these dowels for you. We're gonna put right knee down, and you're here, let me just show you. Okay. So you're gonna be facing the wall here. We're gonna put your right knee down, nice and close to the chair, okay? So this could be a couch at home, this could be whatever. It's not really gonna matter if your foot is off of this raised little mat that we've got going on here. Yep. What I want you to do is scan your stretch, right? And make it as deep as possible. You're gonna kind of check your belt buckle. Like show, if you got a buddy out here and you just won the rodeo and you're like, check out my belt buckle, right? We don't want to shift forward. We want to posterior pelvic tilt, right? If we're gonna go anatomical with it. Right. So the last thing I'll say is you're gonna be here with the dowels about shoulder height. And we're just gonna hang out for about 2 minutes and get to the end of that passive stretch reflex so that we can really start telling the organelles, the muscle spindles, the Golgi tendon organs that it is a safe place to create space. Okay. So right away, I want you to, let's get a little more aggressive with it. And I want you to tuck the knee back just a tad. Cool. Is your foot comfortable here? Is that okay?
Yeah, the shin.
You got a long shin there. There we go.
That's much better.
Either shorten your shin, or I'll get a taller chair, or we can just tuck a pillow under there. That works. Cool. So now we play the waiting game, right? And we breathe, and we scan your stretch. Maybe shift. Maybe tuck into dump the bucket of water. If your hips are a bucket of water, dump out the back. That's what we're looking for. So timer's on.
That is tight across the quad.
Tight across the quad. That's the superficial stuff, right? That's the skin deep. You're so superficial, Mike. That's the skin deep stuff. We're after. We just spent a long time getting deep into that psoas. For kids watching at home, what we're trying to do is lengthen out Mike's psoas, and we just spent about 23 minutes, not about exactly 23 minutes, on a Psorite, this implement here, in order to create some length and space in Mike's back. So what we're going to do is now we're going to approach from the top layer, and keep that stretch on. Good, tuck the tailbone, and what I want you to do, Mike, is extend those arms just a tad more. The actual Gandalf staff as well. Here we go. Or hiking poles, or whoever you want to be. Totally cool with me. So now we run the timer out. We catch up on everything going on with the Joneses, but more importantly, we're getting to the end of that stretch reflex. Now, it's also very important that you operate at the end of your range, right? Meaning that as we go through this PAILS rails sequence, as we make more space and your hip is able to open up more, to rotate more, as this quadricep hip flexor is able to lengthen out more and more space is created, it's very important, Mike, that we operate at that end range, at that new normal, or else your body's just going to go, oh, cool, that was a temporary thing. I'll just go back to wherever I want it to be, and we won't have solved a problem. So, coming up on 2 minutes, here's what we're going to do. Your PAILS effort is going to be pushing that foot. The progressive angle is going to be pushing that foot into the chair behind you. The regressive angle is going to be trying to move your heel towards your butt as much as possible. I'm telling you right now, your hamstring's going to cramp up. Do your best to just take it, okay? You're not going to die. So, any questions before we begin?
Let's go.
Let's grab the air, let's pack it down, let's irradiate, and we're gently dialing up the tension, 20% of your power. Everything is in concrete here. 40% of your power, pushing that foot into the pillow, into the couch, whatever you may be doing this. Now, 60% of your power, dialing it up to 60%, and the whole body should be participating at this point. Breathing, don't hold your breath. 80% of your power. Good, squeeze, give me more. What isn't working? What could be helping? Squeeze the toes of this foot, of the front. Safest, greatest effort, 100% of your power for 10, 9, 8, squeeze harder, 7, 6, make a dent in that pillow, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now reverse that action. Don't move your body, squeeze, can bring your heel to your hip as best you can. Breathe, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, squeeze harder, you're a tough cookie. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now relax, do not come out of the position, just relax that tissue. You're in control of the tissue. Find that new normal, millimeters or miles here. So if you can scoop your pelvis more, if you can shift your hips to gain more length out of that hip flexor and quadricep, that's our new normal, that's where we're gonna be. Now, when we're in this position, we just came from a highly sympathetic a state of high sympathetic tone. The nervous system was on fire. It was fight or flight. It was what the hell's going on. Now we need to let it know, make sure you're still on stretch, right? Yep, good. Now we need to let it know through our breath that it is a safe space to operate in. So let's focus on maybe a 1-to-2 ratio in to out, whatever that looks like for you. In for 2, out for 4, maybe it's a little bit longer, whatever serves you best here. And we're gonna do that for about 5 breaths. So nice and slow. And then we're going to start thinking about our second rep here. These reps are long, but they're effective. Okay, let's start thinking about grabbing that air, packing it down, irradiating. Okay, here we go, 20% of your power, pushing that foot into the couch behind you, into the chair behind you. just like a volume knob, dialing it up. 40% of your power. Driving those dowels into the ground. Whole system is helping here. Whole body's on. 60% of your power. Make a dent in that chair. Dial it up to 80% of your power. Safest, greatest effort, 100% of your power for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, straight down, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now rail it, pull into my hand, harder, as hard as you can for 10, 9, squeeze your glute, squeeze everything, 8, 7, 6, pull that heel in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now relax, don't come out of the stretch. We want to explore this new range, explore the new space. If you need to scan your stretch, if you need to shift a little bit deeper into the stretch, you can shift your feet around. We got one more set of that. You're doing great, you look cool too. I mean, half the point of why we do this is to look cool, right?
It's more painful than it looks.
I mean, nobody likes to get out of a chair and be like, oh, I bet I look cool. Ugh. Yeah.
That hasn't been fun.
Having some more people than you know. All right, let's take 2 more big breaths. And here we go. Last rep, best rep. Grab the air, pack it down. You radiate. And 20% of your power. Pushing into that pillow. Dialing it up to 40%. Good, dowels push in. Dialing it up to 60%. Everything's on, whole body's helping here. Push into that pillow, push into that chair, make a dent in the chair. 80% of your power, drive those dowels down into the ground. Scoop those hips, dump the water out the back. Safest, greatest effort, 100% of your power for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now rail it. Yes, good. Don't lean forward, Close this angle, close it off. Squeeze. Yep, squeeze tight, squeeze for 5, 4, 3, squeeze, 2, 1, and relax. Don't come out. We're gonna get you out of there in just a second. Breathe. Give me 5 big cleansing breaths, right? Active on the inhale and passive on the exhale. At your own pace. When you're ready, let's hop up. Use the dowels to step out of that position, please. And we're gonna do a standing hip car. Nice and easy. I'll move this chair out of the way. Good stuff. So, if you'll recall, so what I want you to do is let's just stand. Let's just walk around in a circle. See how that feels.
That feels actually a lot better.
You say that as if you're surprised, Mike.
I've tried a lot of things over the past several days to fix the back.
Okay, well, if there's one thing I'm good at, it's helping you fix yourself. That's the only thing I'm good at. So I will take pride in, and thank you. I'm glad that it did help. Here's what we're gonna do. I want you to extend the leg, externally rotate, and we're gonna cross that midline of the body. Flexion, abduction, internal rotation to extension. We're doing the exact same thing at that hip capsule, but with your left leg. Okay. I'm sorry, yes, your right leg, not your left leg. So we go flexion first.
Yep.
External rotation, cross the midline of the body. Flexion of the hip, abduction. Try not to let the rest of this come into play. Abduction back to extension, perfect. Try not to tilt yourself forward. Move your dowels out in front of you just a tad. Those are gonna keep your chest honest with yourself. Good, and then kick right back. Don't lean forward, please. Nice, this is why we do it in quadruped usually, because it's easier to block the rest of the body out, but I just want you to know that it can be done from a standing position also. And then we'll stop at 2. Nice, good. Okay, So let's bring it down into what is the word I'm looking for? A pigeon pose. And I want you to have your left leg forward, please. There's no really dainty way to get into this. So let's just left leg forward. You're in a pigeon pose on that mat. Nice. And what you're gonna do is, I'm gonna move this over just a tad. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna work this glute, right? And this is gonna be tough. I'm telling you right now. We're turning. I want you to let's tuck the toes first. Let's tuck the left toe. So it's not like a proper yoga pigeon pose.
Okay.
But what we're gonna do is we're elevating the hips, and then we're gonna bring our hands down onto our fists like this. And we're gonna do some lift offs here. So one thing I want you to do is bring your hips on the inside of your body, like you're stacking your leg. There you go. You're stacking on top of your leg. Now here's the action. If the higher up my torso is, the harder it is for me to lift my leg in the back. Can you see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Lift and lower. Okay, that's our action. So yeah, I know, right? So put your head down here on your hands. And let's take a big breath in, and we're going to lift and then lower under control. So lift and then lower under control. Good stuff. And lift and lower under control. Now you can see how hesitant this is. The glute's kind of like, what is going on here?
What the?
Exactly. So let's do it again, please. Let's lift and then lower under control. Very nice. Now I'm gonna use this kettlebell as a blocking item. So what I want you to do is I want you to lift up, abduct over, hover over, and land on the outside of that kettlebell. Very nice, good. Now lift up, and perfect. Now I want you to point your toes. So we start from a lower position. Very nice, lift up, over, and down. There's 2. We've got to get to 5, please. Nice and gentle. We want to land like ninjas here. And I believe this is 5.
Yeah.
Good. Now what I want you to do is we're just working this glute right here. What I want you to do is go ahead and land your foot. Now I want you to untuck your left toe. So we're bringing the fulcrum lower to the ground. Okay. And sit your hips down. Sit down onto your heels best you can. There you go. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay. So let's just lift and lower. Let's not worry about the hover just yet. A little different, yeah? Easier or harder?
This feels harder.
This feels harder. Excellent, good. Now I want you to hold for 1 Mississippi at the top, please. Excellent. Here's one thing you can do. You can take your kickstands or your counterweights and extend them out farther. That's gonna make it a little bit easier for you. Excellent. Give me that 1 Mississippi at the top, please. Up, 1 Mississippi, and down. Good, we have 6 more of these, Mike. Up, 1 Mississippi, and down. And up, 1 Mississippi, and up. Perfect, and up. Down, perfect, up. And good. Last one, you're gonna hold till I tell you to stop, okay?
Okay.
3, 2, 1, up. Hold, 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 breathe, hold. Okay, cool, 5 seconds. So we just isolated the stew out of that glute.
Yeah.
And you made it all 5 seconds, right? We didn't have any weights, we just had gravity. So as long as gravity is working in your home, this is something that you can replicate. All right, let's switch legs, please. It's easy. How's everything feeling?
Yeah, I can definitely. There's still tightness back there when we're working in this position.
Okay.
But it's like I was able to stand up before without the like. Oh.
Okay. And I meant more specifically, how is it feeling while we're working on the glutes?
It's not hurting while we're working on the glutes.
Okay, good.
I feel like the grounded leg quad was working a lot, just holding my position.
You got to create a base somehow,
Yeah.
right? You are using the entire system, but the articulation is happening at the hip in extension. That makes sense?
Yep.
Cool. All right. So let's come up on the toes first, right? So this one is going to be easier because we've got a higher fulcrum. So let's put the head down on the hands first, please. There we go. And let's take a breath and hover and then down. And hover and down. And hover and down. Perfect. And hover and down. We've got 3 more. Then we're holding for as long as we can, and then we'll wrap. 2 more. 1 more. Okay, last one. This is the golden hold here. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you know what? Come on down. Come on down. What I just realized is let's untuck the toe. Untuck that toe. Let's get a set of 5. Sorry about that, but we need glute work anyway.
All right. So untucked now?
Yeah, it's untucked now. This is going to be a little bit harder. So let's get 5 lifts. Good. Remember, you can put your kickstands out in front of you. That'll help to counterbalance a little bit, the leverage. 2. Try not to just kick up. We want to control the lift. There you go. 3. 4. Keep those hips down. Keep your pelvis down, I should say.
It's so hard.
I know it is. Reach out farther with your arms. Good. One more time. Last one, okay? Hold it as long as you can. 2, 3, 4. Your hips are super high. 5. And done. Nice job. Okay. Let's get, from quadruped, let's get a set of cars each side, please. Just to upload that new information to the cloud, so to speak. The cloud being the central nerve from quadruped because it's going to be easier.
Yes.
Let's do left side first since the right side already got one. So we go flexion, abduction. Don't tilt your hips best you can. It's a very limiting range. I know it's frustratingly humbling. And we're just looking for 3 each side. So flexion, abduction, hips are tilting, hips are tilting. Keep those hips honest. We're not trying to impress anybody. If you have a low fire hydrant pose, that's fine. Better, still tilting a little bit. It's all right. Part of the human condition is if you have perfect cars, I don't want to hang out with you anyway because you're probably just too perfect. Perfect people aren't interesting. I'm interested in your flaws. And make you unique. Don't spill the drink. Excellent. Let's get more extension on the way back next time, like you're trying to kick up to the ceiling. So hang on, go back to neutral.
Yep.
Flexion first. Knee to nose. Good. So your spine is bending a little bit. Let's try to keep that locked in concrete. Don't spill the drink off the tailbone. Now extend, like mule kick, big time. Good. Now we come back to our neutral position. Good. Now mule kick, big time extension, extension, extension. High glutes, there they are. Good. Don't spill the drink. Don't spill the drink. Good. And make sure when you're coming back around, come back into that same amount of flexion that you're giving me on the way out. If that makes sense. Your hips are all over the place, but that's okay. You've been doing a great job. I'm going to let it fly. Good. Just extend. Everything's in concrete. Everything's in concrete except that hip. Everything's in concrete. Don't spill your drink. It's Pappy Van Winkle. You're spilling, buddy. $300 a glass. Good. Done. Done, done, done. Okay. So the kneeling hip flexor pails rails. We did some pigeon glute lifts and cars. Nice job.